Rhinos, magnificent creatures of immense power, grace the planet with an ancient presence. 5 distinct species remain: the white, black, greater one-horned, Javan and Sumatran rhinos. These gentle giants play a vital role in their ecosystems, yet they face an unprecedented threat to their survival. Habitat loss and poaching have decimated their populations. The black, Javan and Sumatran rhinos teeter on the brink of extinction. The clock is ticking, and the time to act is now. The primary driver of rhino poaching is the insatiable demand for their horns, particularly in Asian countries like Vietnam and China. In these markets, rhino horn is falsely believed to possess medicinal properties, despite scientific evidence proving otherwise. This belief, deeply rooted in traditional medicine and cultural beliefs, fuels a multi-billion-dollar illegal wildlife trade that spans continents and operates with ruthless efficiency. Criminal networks, driven by greed and exploiting poverty, orchestrate the poaching and trafficking of rhino horns, turning these magnificent animals into commodities. The price of rhino horn on the black market is astronomical, often surpassing the price of gold. This high value, coupled with the relative ease with which horns can be smuggled across borders, creates a powerful incentive for poachers, many of whom are desperate and impoverished individuals living in close proximity to rhino habitats. The lure of quick riches often outweighs the risks, leading to a vicious cycle of poaching and violence. Efforts to combat poaching are multifaceted and involve a combination of law enforcement, community engagement and demand reduction strategies. Anti-poaching units, often working in dangerous and challenging conditions, patrol rhino habitats, apprehending poachers and confiscating weapons and illegal wildlife products. However, they are often outmatched by well-funded and sophisticated criminal networks. While poaching poses the most immediate threat to rhinos, habitat loss is a more insidious and long-term danger. As human populations grow and development expands, rhino habitats are increasingly fragmented and destroyed. Forests, once vast and continuous, are being cleared for agriculture, mining and infrastructure projects, leaving rhinos with fewer places to roam, feed and reproduce. This loss of habitat not only reduces their available resources, but also isolates populations, making them more vulnerable to disease, inbreeding and other threats. Deforestation for palm oil plantations is a significant driver of habitat loss in Southeast Asia, particularly for the critically endangered Sumatran rhino. Palm oil, a ubiquitous ingredient in a wide range of consumer products, is in high demand globally, leading to the rapid conversion of forests into plantations. This expansion comes at a heavy cost, not only for rhinos, but also for other endangered species like orangutans, tigers, and elephants. In Africa, habitat loss is driven by a combination of factors, including agricultural expansion, mining, and infrastructure development. As human populations grow, so too does the demand for land to grow food, extract resources and build roads, settlements and other infrastructure. This expansion often comes at the expense of natural habitats, pushing rhinos and other wildlife into smaller and more fragmented areas. Climate change adds another layer of complexity and urgency to the plight of rhinos. As global temperatures rise and weather patterns become more unpredictable, the impacts are being felt across the planet, including in the habitats where rhinos live. Droughts are becoming more frequent and severe, reducing the availability of water and vegetation that rhinos need to survive. Extreme weather events such as floods and heat waves can also directly harm rhinos and their habitats. For rhinos already struggling with poaching and habitat loss, climate change is an additional stressor that could push them closer to the brink. It is essential that conservation efforts take into account the impacts of climate change and develop strategies to mitigate its effects. This includes protecting and restoring habitats, reducing greenhouse gas emissions, and helping rhinos adapt to a changing climate. Conservation organizations are working tirelessly to protect rhinos and their habitats, but they cannot do it alone. The fight to save rhinos requires a global effort involving governments, communities, businesses, and individuals. By working together, we can create a future where these magnificent creatures can thrive once again. Section 5. Guardians of the Giants. Protecting rhinos from the relentless threat of poaching requires a multi-pronged approach, with anti-poaching patrols forming the first line of defense. These dedicated teams of rangers risk their lives daily, patrolling vast and often dangerous landscapes to deter poachers, remove snares and apprehend those who seek to harm rhinos. They are trained in tracking, surveillance and law enforcement and often work in challenging conditions, facing harsh weather, difficult terrain and the constant threat of encountering armed poachers. To enhance their effectiveness, anti-poaching patrols are increasingly utilizing technology. Drones equipped with high-resolution cameras and thermal imaging can cover vast areas of land quickly and efficiently, providing real-time intelligence on poaching activity. Sensor technology, placed strategically along known poaching routes or near rhino populations, can alert rangers to suspicious activity, allowing for rapid response. In addition to these technological advancements, sniffer dogs play a crucial role in detecting illegal wildlife products such as rhino horn at airports, seaports and border crossings. These highly trained canines can detect even the faintest scent of rhino horn, helping to intercept shipments and apprehend traffickers. Section 6. Relocating for survival. Translocation, the process of moving rhinos from one location to another, has emerged as a vital tool in rhino conservation. This strategy serves several purposes, including establishing new populations in areas where rhinos have been extinct, increasing genetic diversity within existing populations, and moving rhinos out of areas where they face imminent threats, such as poaching or habitat loss. Translocating a rhino is a complex and logistically challenging operation, requiring careful planning, coordination and expertise. Rhinos are large and powerful animals, and their safety and well-being are paramount throughout the process. Typically, a team of veterinarians, ecologists and logistics experts work together to capture, sedate and transport the rhino to its new home. The success of rhino translocations relies heavily on selecting suitable habitats for the relocated animals. These habitats must have sufficient space, food, water and security to support a thriving rhino population. They must also be free from threats such as poaching, habitat loss and disease. Section 7. Communities, the first line of defense. Recognizing that conservation efforts are most effective when they involve local communities, many initiatives focus on empowering those living near rhino habitats to become stewards of these magnificent creatures. By providing alternative livelihoods, promoting education and awareness, and fostering a sense of ownership over rhino conservation, these programs aim to create a sustainable future for both people and wildlife. Ecotourism, for instance, provides a sustainable source of income for communities while raising awareness about rhino conservation. By offering guided tours, cultural experiences and accommodation options, communities can benefit directly from the presence of rhinos, creating a strong incentive for their protection. This approach not only generates economic opportunities but also fosters a sense of pride and ownership over natural heritage. Education plays a vital role in changing attitudes and behaviors towards rhino conservation. By teaching children and adults about the ecological importance of rhinos, the threats they face and the role communities can play in their protection, conservation programs can foster a sense of responsibility and encourage sustainable practices. Section 8. A call to action, securing a future for rhinos. The plight of rhinos is a stark reminder of the interconnectedness of our planet and the profound impact of human actions. The choices we make today will determine the fate of these magnificent creatures. The time for action is now. Each of us has a role in ensuring the survival of rhinos. Supporting reputable conservation organizations is crucial. These organizations rely on donations to fund anti-poaching patrols and protect habitats. Every contribution makes a difference. As consumers, we wield power through our purchasing decisions. By choosing sustainable products, we can help reduce pressure on rhino habitats, align our consumption habits with conservation values. Spreading awareness about the plight of rhinos is paramount. By engaging in conversations and supporting educational initiatives, we can inspire others to join the movement. Together, we can create a global groundswell of support for rhino conservation. The future of rhinos rests in our hands. Let us rise to the challenge and work together to ensure these magnificent creatures continue to grace our planet. The time to act is now.